Hi guys, Steve here, and I'm going to show you a full tutorial of ENDZONE A World Apart, so you can just relax and watch how to play it. Alright, let's go new game. There's our boss.
We finally left the end zone. Just look at this beautiful scenery. It's marvelous, even though it's a bit different from what we had pictured. We were able to secure a few basic resources and are storing them in our bus. I'm glad we prepared ourselves well for this kind of scenario, especially since our inventories in the end zone ran low. Don't forget that if you need additional information, you can look at our survival guide at any time.
Survival guides in the top left. It tells you how to do everything. Put down resource markers.
Well done. Everything you need to know should be right here. I think the time has come for us to at last build ourselves a new home here. Before we can construct buildings at all, we have to assign the profession builder to several settlers so that they can take care of construction contracts. In general, it's your responsibility to decide which tasks are important and how our settlers are supposed to be distributed to attend to them.
Click the two people in a little cog. Let's have 3 builders.
All right. Your builders will be ready as soon as construction contracts have been issued. It's time to start focusing on our key and most basic need, water. The first thing we ought to do is to establish a working water supply. So we'll move on to our first construction contract. Place and build a jetty by a lake in the vicinity of your town center.
That's the build menu. Let's put a jetty down. Press R to rotate it. The green is the entrance and the blue is the exit. So let's have it over there. Tutorial tasks in the top left. Let's speed up time.
Very good. The jetty was completed as planned. Now we have a place where we can collect water. There are other possibilities to gather water too, but the jetty is the simplest and most cost-effective method. We can obtain and store water from different sources, like a jetty, rain collector, or well in the cistern. The cistern should always be in close proximity to a water source, so that our water carriers don't have to walk too far.
Okay, let's put a cistern down. Rotate it so its entrance is right next to there. And I'm going to put 2 down. It only wants you to put 1. But I've got a feeling there's going to be a drought. Speed up time. The builders will get our resources. Got 3 people working on it. There's no people manning it, so let's have 3 people. Tells you there. And we need to collect water. And the water tanks will fill up. Guys going down getting water and bringing it back and filling it up. Let's speed up a bit. We're collecting water as well.
Great. installed a working water supply, and water is now transported from the jetty to our cistern. Consider hiring more water carriers if you don't have enough settlers available. You can never have enough water in storage.
There's 3 people on both of those. Right, next one.
Now we should focus on food production. It's important to ensure the supply right from the start. A gatherer's cabin, a hunting lodge, or a fishing hut can directly remedy the situation. I suggest starting with a fishing hut, since we're already located near a lake.
Click OK and then click on food. And we have a fishing hut. Rotate it. Speed up time so we build it. If you're building multiple buildings, you can click on it and click build next. That tank's filling up, so's that one. There's no one manning that station. It tells you to have 2 fishermen. They'll go in, start fishing.
Good work. We've now taken care of our basic supply via food and water. Make sure that you have enough food and water on hand at all times, especially if you want to upgrade your settlement. A population that grows too fast can quickly unbalance your food and water supply, bringing major difficulties for you if you don't watch out. Crops are another excellent way of getting food because they constantly grow as long as the soil is moist enough. Each seed has different yields and growing times. This means that it could take some time until your field is ready to be harvested, in contrast to your fishing hut where production can be right away.
Right, let's build a field. Cultivated field. And let's have it over here. Click, then drag how big you want it. Click again. Click on the field. We've got to clear off some radiation. Let's speed that up. Got 1 person on cultivating it. Now I've got to select your seeds. Let's go for... Let's go for cabbages. Choose seeds. And it's going seeds and what it's going to grow up to. Open a view for irrigation.
Looks good. Remember that we need the widest variety of food sources to stay healthy. You should also plan ahead for drought periods that might come when it's not going to rain. Stock up on food and adapt your production to avoid bottlenecks. I'll show you a few more strategies later on. At the beginning, we don't have much scrap wood or other resources. We could build a production building, but to obtain resources as fast as possible, it's best that we start gathering right away. Assign a Gather All Resources task. All the settlers who haven't been assigned any profession by you are going to accept these kinds of tasks. In addition, settlers distribute resources within your settlement.
Right, go to tasks. Let's gather some wood. That's a big group of it. Now we're going to gather some scrap. ×2 speed. They'll produce wood and scrap. So look at my stats. Food, water's fine. Gradually clear out all the
Since we now own plenty of resources, we can start to build a real production building. Then you don't have to always make efforts by hand that collecting is taking place. Production buildings are not only easier to manage, they are also distinctly more effective than simple tasks. Don't place production buildings too far away from your settlement. You'll be able to change their working area at any time later on. Right on. The best thing for us to do now is to build a forester's lodge to automate our supply of wood and make it more effective at the same time. Foresters are not only able to chop down trees, they reforest areas with trees as well.
Right, let's go to resources. Forester's log. Right, let's have that face in there. Speed up time. Cabbages are coming along. I think they're eating them. Right, let's assign one forester.
You might want to change this building's working area later on to tell your workers where they should get their wood from. Ah, and for your information, if you want, you can also tell your forester's lodge that they only ought to attend to reforesting an area in order to create a lush, green forest which generations to come can use. Very good. Now we ought to take care of collecting scrap. Scrap is one of the most valuable resources because the quantities present are limited, and we can recover other resources from scrap. Unlike the task we just had, the scrap yard allows larger quantities of existing scrap to be dismantled than with ruins or wrecks.
Let's put the scrapyard down. Right, where's a good pile of scrap? Over there. It's not bad, is it? Let's put it there. It's close to both of them. We're going to build that. Water's halfway. That one's almost full. Take one guy off that. He can help build or collect resources. Oncoming drought. I told you. That's why I built 2 of them. Right. Let's assign somebody to that.
You can change the working area for the scrapyard too. We can recycle scrap into 4 additional resources: cloth, metal, plastic, and electronics. We'll do that shortly, but for now we ought to take care of your settlers' needs first. Our people want a place to sleep and live. Cabins fulfill their need for safety and privacy, and increase the confidence of their inhabitants. In other words, building cabins increases their willingness to start families and reproduce, if you know what I mean.
I do. Alright, let's go to housing. Cabins. Alright, I've got enough space to put these. Let's start from this side. Location, attractiveness. Ooh, that's a bit radioactive. Let's cancel that because that was slightly off. I'll get the entrances all lined up. Rotate. How many do I need? 8. Okay, let's cancel those. Use that greener land for something better. Let's speed that up. We're clearing the radiation. Put a road through there. Right, that's almost cleared out. Let's move it to that side, get more trees. Scrap looks okay there. Actually, I've done quite well on clearing that out. Let's move it over here. Yeah, it's fine. Let's speed these up so they get built. One more.
Besides cabins, you can also provide sturdy houses and shelters as housing. Sturdy houses withstand sandstorms better and have an increased storage capacity to boot. Children living in houses gradually fill up the house's stockpiles. Settlers do not reproduce in a shelter because they lack privacy. Let's return from our excursion into housing and refocus on scrap. With the help of a recycler or refinery, scrap can be sorted into 4 different resources. A recycler always takes scrap apart, one resource at a time, while a refinery automatically produces all 4 resources. To start off, you should build a recycler and produce cloth.
Okay. Recycler. Let's stick it over here. Let's get that built. Let's get some to man it and select cloth. Need to build 4. Let's build in there. Just click on it to see how much it's done. You can also see in the top left.
You can instruct your recycler to produce a different resource at a time. It's important that you focus on the resources you really need, at least in the beginning. Cloth and metal look like good options if you want to equip us with protective clothing and tools. Happy settlers are industrious settlers. That's why we ought to look after our people and protect them against the surroundings and dangers, like radiation. So let's start by transforming our newly recovered cloth into protective clothing. A tailor will be able to help us with that.
Okay. As he's building cloth, let's rotate it and have it go in there. Why is that flashing? Radioactive. Let's get something to man that. Wants to build neck scarves. Produce one. Does he not produce any cloth? There you go. We started on our neck scarves. Almost done.
We categorize environmental radiation into 4 levels: no radiation, low level, medium level, and high level radiation. The radiation changes constantly and is influenced by weather and contaminated rain. Protective clothing helps to protect us against this kind of radiation, but it takes a while before it's produced. And production relies on a steady flow of incoming resources. Try to establish production chains at an early stage and start to stockpile goods so that some are always on hand.
Oh, the water's dried up. Nice. Changing environment.
The tools we brought along from the end zone are slowly but surely running out. So now, let's focus on manufacturing new tools. The tools will help us to work effectively. We'll need metal for that, so we'll prepare for production by building another recycler, which we'll commission to recover metal from scrap. After that, we'll need a workshop to enable the manufacturing of brand new tools.
Okay, sounds good to me. Let's get a recycler going. Put that there. And I can put a workshop opposite. Speed that up. Yeah, it shows all the radiation. None at the moment. Something to man that, and let's get metal. NOOBLETS town is coming together. There's loads of junk everywhere. Speed it up. Scrap tools or metal tools? Can't see any radiation yet. Let's get 2 people into production. There's the tools. Alright, slow that down because it wants us to put one more person into technician. I've already got 2. Am I missing one? I'll keep the builders as they are. Foresters, water, let's do one off there. Hopefully that should put a contract on that one. And the water's full up again.
With our lovely new tools, we are now prepared to work effectively. Should you ever run out of metal, keep in mind that you can also instruct your workshop to manufacture tools from scrap instead of metal. Though they won't be quite as effective, it's still better than being forced to work with bare hands.
Oh, so it was making metal ones automatically, okay.
Down in the end zone, we had sufficient time and resources to educate ourselves properly. But our children don't have this luxury. We ought to build a school and pass on what we've learned. As a result, they will be able to survive and work better and more effectively.
The cabbages are coming along well. Right, school. Community. How big is this going to be? Alright, let's put it next to the houses. So it's quite long. Let's have it there. Get the builders to create it. Let's have a quick look at a tech tree. Loads of water. Food, resources. There's quite a lot to learn, isn't there? Build a whole city. That school's finished.
Perfect. Besides the fact that educated children work more effectively, we'll also teach them to be more careful with their protective clothing and tools. This, in turn, leads to them staying intact longer, and we conserve valuable resources.
Let's put them on handling clothing then.
Now that our population is starting to grow, we ought to again turn our attention to the topic of food production. We are already accumulating fish and tilling our fields. A gatherer's cabin will now enable us to gather mushrooms and berries from the forest nearby.
Okay. Gatherer's cabin. Where's the best bushes? Let's put it next to here. Rotate. That'll do. Speed up time. Let's have all that harvest. That should keep them going for a while. Right, I've got to put 2 people on it. And I've got to produce berries and mushrooms. Let's speed that up.
Very good. As you can see, the gatherer's cabin is an effective possibility to get food quickly. But watch out. After a drought, it's going to take some time before the plants have regrown. As is the case with most buildings, here too, you can relocate the working area at any time. Although we are sufficiently supplied at the moment, our survival depends on diligent planning. If we can lay out a plan for an orchard, then we can start to plant fruit or nut trees that we can harvest after a few seasons.
Sounds like a plan. Right, where's good ground? Let's have a look at water. Oh, that's a bit dry. So it's getting rained on there. Okay, let's stick it here then. Right, let's stick the orchard. So that's green, it can place there. Not on the red. Is that too big? Okay, let's do that then. Water's a bit low. Could stick more men into it. It'll do, I've got plenty. Alright, let's stick somebody on there. Choose seeds. Let's do plums. Well, I wanted to do apples. Come on out.
The orchard has been laid out, and the trees are already beginning to grow. Similar to crops for farming, trees need some time until they are fully grown. But once they have grown, they can be harvested again and again until they have to be newly planted.
Chewing some plums.
Our gatherer's cabin gathers food from the surrounding forests. However, there are any number of other plants there which we can use as well. These plants can be gathered by an herbal hut. The herbs gathered there can be consumed by settlers to replenish their health.
Okay, where do I find that? It's probably under resources. There it is. That was correct. It's a bit bigger. Let's rotate that. Or can I have it next to it? Yeah, let's do that. It'll do. Guy on that, and let's put up there. It's good space. Harvest 20 herbs. It's raining. Time's coming along nicely. Speed them up. Is he going back? There we
Well
go.
done. We can equally utilize the gathered herbs to convert them into medicine later on. It might happen that an illness breaks out in our settlement from time to time and spreads among our settlers. That's why we always ought to have enough herbs on hand. Radiation is the main reason why the health status of our settlement can decrease. Although our settlers already use protective clothing to shield themselves against environmental radiation, it might occur that our sources of water become contaminated. We should start to filter our water to prevent this from happening. We will need a great deal of charcoal to accomplish this. The charcoal kiln will burn wood to produce charcoal.
Right, I'll put this next to the forest. That's a logging camp. Right there. Need to cut those trees down first though. somebody on there. Need to produce 2. Speed that up. I'm going to go hunting for those in a bit. Right, there's a scrap. Clean up quite a lot. Still a lot left though.
We can use the charcoal in conjunction with a filtration system to purify our water. Unfortunately, our cistern is not able to do this. Only the water tower has the necessary equipment for this capability.
Okay.
It would be a disgrace if we had to demolish our trusted cistern just to erect a water tower in its place. What we ought to do instead is upgrade the cistern itself. A water tower can store much more water and provides workplaces for a lot more water carriers than our old cistern.
Sounds like a plan. Let's upgrade. I'll do both of them, just want to watch this one go first. That's all the resources it needs. Scrap. And that's 4. I presume it's gonna go production progress. There we go. That's bigger. Let's do that one as well. Let's get loads of water. Right. Recycler wants me to do 2 more of them. Well, 1 more now. That's 3 in total. Yeah, that's a hell of a lot more water it holds. Filtration. Let's turn that on then. But I need charcoal. Yeah, it's done some there. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do 2. Alright, let's get plastic on that one. Right, I need more water carriers. There we go.
Our new water tower is up and ready for action. Good work. Filtering the water is an important next step because clean drinking water is a key mainstay of any stable society. Let's begin with filtering our water. To save on charcoal, we ought to ensure that at least a little bit of water not contaminated by radiation is being stored in our water tower. Water gained from a well is never contaminated by radiation, so it suggests itself for that purpose. Then we can use the remaining charcoal to produce better protective clothing.
Okay, Anne. Well, keeper. Oh, helps if I build a well first. Alright, where are we going to put this? I could keep all the water area and the crops together. I don't need to charcoal there. Efficiency 100%. it there. Could put a couple down later. Let's filter that as well. Does it link to that one? Build 2 wells first. What's the harm in that? Filtering, filtering. Just have to get plenty of water going. Right, instruct the tailor shop to produce activated carbon mask. It's tools. There we go. We cancel them. Radiation suit. Might get another tailor going, you know.
Good work. We are continuously taking steps towards being better and better equipped to be able to survive in this hostile environment. Filtered water is a precious asset. And later on, we can even use it to irrigate our fields. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Not only our water can become a hazard for our settlers due to radiation, our food can too. We ought to erect a decontamination post to prevent settlers from eating meals that are contaminated with radiation.
Dry. Decon. Right. Where's the map? Okay, I'm right in the middle. Let's put it... Tempted to move that orchard because it's a bit too dry. That's going to be blocked off there. Let's put that there. So it changes as time goes past. It's getting plums now. Let's harvest them. Well, we'll look okay. Right. Let's stick a guy on the well. Oh, I need 2 guys, got 2 wells. Plenty of water. Let's assign a guy to this.
Very good. The decontamination post is going to supply all buildings that stockpile food and are located in its working area in order to purify the food that has been affected by radiation. It's true. We should never forget that even when we optimally prepare and protect ourselves, we're still going to lose friends and members of our family time and again. We're going to mourn them, come what may. But if we're able to bury them in a cemetery, then we'll get over the pain and let them rest in peace.
Okay, let's do a cemetery. Where's the best place to put this? Let's have a look at the ground. It's wet. Or I could put it over dry ground. Let's do it away from everyone. We're gonna have to cut those trees down. Speed everything up. And let's move these over here on this side. Let's cut these down and reforest. They're getting over berries. There we go, graveyard's done.
Okay. The cemetery will help us to quickly get a hold on ourselves and focus on the tasks that lie ahead. It's not a pleasant thought, but that's the way things are. At the very least, we're pioneers, aren't we? Maybe we ought to distract ourselves to lighten up the mood. We can erect a number of buildings to increase confidence in our settlement, including, for example, a campfire or a pub. In this situation, however, our best option would probably be to upgrade our town center. Settlers can visit the new town center, and by doing so, increase their confidence for a while.
Okie dokie. I can upgrade the bus. Let's speed that up.
Very good. The new town center not only gives us more storage space, at the same time, it functions just like a campfire too. Settlers can visit the new town center, and by doing so, increase their confidence for a while. Now that we have made efforts to ensure the spiritual well-being of our settlers, we ought to attend to their physical health as well. Our settlers can get sick from time to time. Settlers who have become infected with a disease can die from it if they're not treated. Settlers will go to a medical facility to have themselves treated and will be admitted there, provided that beds are still available. We ought to ensure our settlers' medical health care.
Sure. Grave. Oh, I know it does it. So if we're gonna bury everyone within that area. There we go, that'll do. Alright, let's build a hospital. Let's get more space cleared. It's a bit cleared there, let's rotate it. If I could do it that way. Enough to put a road in. Alright, no scrap there. Let's clear this area. More scrap because I didn't reallocate the task. I didn't have any. It's almost done now. we go. One medic. They produce medicine. Speed that up. There's gathering resources. There we go, started.
With this step, we have ensured the survival of the settlement for a while. Very good work. Since more and more children are being born these days, we should start to plan for the long term.
And candles off, like the Chinese do.
While cabins are a good way to get settlers to start a family, they only provide limited space. This can quickly lead to people having to live on the street. Allow me to suggest to you that cabins be provided only in a very targeted manner in order to control the population growth of your settlement. Nothing is worse than not having enough resources to provide for everyone. We ought to build a shelter to be able to provide other inhabitants with a roof over their heads too.
Okay. Right, we're gonna put this so. Oh. It's gone radiated. So is that? Yeah, I thought I'd need to move this. Let's build another decontamination. Let's put that. Move it across a little bit. And then irradiate that and that, hopefully. Let's put a settlement shelter down. I think that's more important than this at the moment. Speed up. A lot of radiation. Right. It's low radiation. Yellow's medium. When it rains, it brings in new radiation with the rain. Let's build that one next. Main priority. Because I've got that one there, I can plant some more crops there. Right, when that's going, let's sort the food out. What's next to build? I'll demolish that one for now.
Very good. Remember that when children grow up, they're going to leave their parents' house and look around for a new place to live. It might happen that they don't find any home at all. We ought to build a shelter to be able to provide all inhabitants with a roof over their heads. I've already pointed out to you that it could become very dangerous if we were to run out of food at some point. Since a lot of people are going to be living in the new shelter, we ought to provide them with access to food in their vicinity. A hunting lodge can look for wildlife in the surrounding area to bring a little meat to the menu.
Oh, there's the meat. Let's put that... I'm going to do a residential area there. Oh, what's that? Piggies. Put a road on the back of that. That's quite a lot of radiation. Good. It's finally building it. And let's put that... In fact, let's do it there. And hopefully we'll unradiate the berries and stuff if that works that way. Just need some more wood. Let's do another task. Oh, used it all up. Let's start clearing space around this. So we've got space to build. You can do one task at a time. Yeah, like it. Move the tasks around. Hunting lodge done. I can hunt and capture. I'll just go hunting for now. Right, where's the deer and that? There's some. Let's put hunting over there. What's missing? That needs coal. Okay, I'll up with that. Right, how many workers have I got left over? Let's put 3 on the charcoal. Four's gathering wood. He's hunted boar. Let's get more hunters out. I've got 15 settlers. Scrap collector, let's up that. Herbalist, forester, let's get a few foresters. Decontaminator. Let's do 2 so I can do 2 fields at once. That's a handy screen. I like it. Almost done the objective. We're able to see where the game is. There we go.
Perfect. The hunting lodge equally provides us directly with food, but it functions somewhat irregularly because it relies on wildlife in the surrounding area. Nevertheless, it can be indispensable during a drought, because even the deer and wild boar still roam around the forest. However, wild animals can not only be shot, they can be captured too. When a wild animal has been captured, it can be brought to a pasture and served there as livestock. In order to capture wild animals, you have to instruct your hunter to do this. You also ought to set up a pasture and assign a herder.
Come on, let's do a capture. And let's do a pasture. Might as well put it here. It's right next to it. Ooh, loads of radiation. Oh, hopefully my food's not radiated anymore. Harvest. Oh, it is. Not sure why is that not doing that then. I thought it'd make it safe. A radiator as well. Juices, contaminants. Production limit. Low workforce, he can go capturing stuff by himself. Don't need metal. That's gathering wood and that's almost done. Let's move up there. Tasks, where's scrap? Few left. Wonder if there's any zombies in there. Investigate location. I'll do that when it asks me to. It's done. Let's check the radiation. It's low level. Seems to be covering the whole ground now. Pasture's done. Let's see what creatures we get in there. No animals at the moment. Assign a type of animal. Okay.
Animals captured by a hunter are brought to a pasture where they are tended to and cared for by herders. Some animals produce resources such as milk or eggs. Other animals can only be slaughtered to eat. You ought to find out for yourself which type of animal brings you which benefit. On each pasture, you can choose which type of animal ought to be kept there.
Can I build a couple of them?
You must provide water for the animals you keep on your pasture. This enables them to survive and reproduce. When enough animals are fully grown, the herder will start to slaughter them. If you don't want animals to be slaughtered, you can also instruct the herder not to do so.
I can get rid of them.
Now your herders know how they ought to handle the animals. And now that you've already captured several
baby
animals,
rock?
don't forget to instruct your hunters to hunt animals again in the future so that they can continue to gather and provide food. With our increased production, our stockpile is going to run out soon. The supply routes for our production buildings are getting longer and longer too. To tackle these problems, you ought to build a temporary storeroom and have roads laid out.
Okay. Right, where's the best place to put that then? I put one next to here. Actually this side, because I'll be building that side. That's the centre. I'll put another one up there. Just do one for now. Slaughtering the deers. Let's build another pasture. Milk and stuff. If I can find any cows. Still cutting down those. Done most of the scrap there. Temp storage is done. Alright, build dirt roads. Alright, let's plan this out. I've left enough space. I hope. Slow down time. So I saw it. Let's link these up. That's why I lined them all. To have a nice road like that. I don't think a graveyard needs one. What do you think? Not bad? Okay. Let's see if I build that. Don't see them doing anything at the moment. Maybe they're getting other resources for this first. Needs more scrap.
Good. Temporary storerooms increase your settlement's general storage capacity. Place them in a targeted manner in order to shorten the routes for goods between your production buildings. Roads are equally a great benefit because settlers moving on roads can go distinctly faster than on a normal supporting surface. To improve the whole thing even further, we can build a market to improve logistics at the settlement. Besides being an enormous stockpile for resources that is even able to store water, the market is responsible for distributing resources within your settlement. What's more, it also increases your settlers' confidence.
What roads started? Excellent. Alright, where's a good place for a market? Let's get up road. Join it up there. That can increase the size of that. Now, do those green things need to be there or there? Let's do it there for now. Okay. And to enlarge. Seems to be loads of game there. Pockets. 2 people on that.
Vegetarians are able to amass resources from the whole settlement and bring them to the market. This improves the flow of your products and leads to your settlers having to walk shorter distances to fulfill their individual needs. The combination of these attributes makes the market the ideal building when you want to enlarge or even relocate your settlement. The larger your settlement gets, the farther some settlers have to travel to get to all of the food you produce. To make life a little easier for them, you can build a food station. Logisticians who work at the food station will collect food from your storage buildings and production facilities and bring it to the food station.
Right. Where's all the hungry little people going? Not for now. Alright, done all the scrap off that. Let's move. That's tempting. Let's move it there. Long way to go though. Let's get a food station up. Leave that for now. Get our roads in. Neat enough. Put one more in there. Oh, I've got none left. Okay, let's remove one from... He's got loads.
With the new food station, your settlers are now able to supply themselves with food directly on site. If your settlement is supposed to grow even further, you can think about whether you want to provide additional food stations. Distributing food at your settlement is going to prove to be extremely practical. However, your settlers not only need food to survive, they need water too. To be able to distribute water in a targeted manner, you can build a water point.
Running out of people. Let's have a look at where the drought is. Oh, that's quite nourished. I'll put a water point here. I think I need more houses, to be honest. Speaking of babies. Maximum number of inhabitants 25. We've got none in logistics, water carrier.
Now that your settlers also have a water point available, they can supply themselves with water and food. Similar to how it's done at the food stations, this enables you to precisely control at which places your settlers are able to attend to their needs.
I'll build more later.
Since we have our logistics under control, now we can concern ourselves with the weather and its challenges. We can build a weather station to enable us to make a forecast regarding upcoming weather and learn if potentially contaminated rain might be coming our way. It can also be used to prepare our crops and rainwater collectors we might have against contaminated rain by covering them.
Sounds good. It's quite big though. That's a good place to put this. Clearing space gradually. That'll do. Let's get some new trees there. Like some of the buildings are getting lost with all the amount of stuff I'm building, like the logging cabin. Let's move it there for now. It's quick. I need the resources to build that. Running out of people. I've got a people shortage. Decontamination. Refiner. I need 3 of them. We've got 3 of them going. Oh, everyone's dropping. Dropping like flies. Let's have some more houses. Scrap and wood. Tasks. Scrap's still okay. But have we got enough people to even do it? And wood, that's okay.
Very good. Now that we know what sort of weather awaits us and how we can protect ourselves against contaminated rain by covering our crops and rainwater collectors, we ought to attend to collecting the rain we want. Rain not only humidifies the soil, it can also be automatically collected via rainwater collectors to generate a steady flow of additional water. Since we've already built our weather station, we're able to decide what kind of circumstances would make us want to cover our rain collectors.
Okay. Let's build it over here because it's a bit dry down there. Anything else we can build? Oh, people's dropping like flies. Build, we need more houses.
Never forget that our settlers might get sick if we distribute water contaminated with radiation at our settlement. even if they're wearing protective clothing. We should make sure that the collected water is as purified as possible.
How do we do that then?
We can have our crops covered to shield our seedlings against radiation. But once they've been covered, naturally they won't be irrigated with rain anymore. To rectify this problem, we can build an irrigation plant that is able to artificially regulate soil humidification. Place this building with care, because it is only going to irrigate the soil within its impact radius.
Okay. What if it's half-half? Should have built all the crops together, to be honest. Well, we can build multiple ones, I suppose. Build two of them. Hope I don't need people. Wood, scrap, plastic. Almost done with those trees. Clearing that ground. I want to know how you get those big ones clear. I bet we'll come to it soon.
Fabulous. As long as our irrigation plant is supplied with filtered water, it is able to neutralize a possible contamination of the soil due to radiation. But watch out. When water contaminated with radiation is fed into the system, this can lead to precisely the opposite. And the irrigation plant itself may possibly cause radioactive pollution of its surrounding area.
It's getting complicated.
Alongside contaminated rain, there are other environmental
Oh, it's getting grass,
hazards,
look.
such as
Nice.
sandstorms or droughts.
Ooh,
The soil dries out during a drought, and sandstorms sweep across the landscape from time to time. These sandstorms can damage your buildings and ultimately make them unfit for use. We ought to prepare for this and assign several more builders to enable potential damage to be repaired.
okay. Oh, crap. I've got more settlers, good.
You can decide which type of task your builders ought to give priority to at our town center. You can instruct them to merely repair buildings, to erect new buildings, or to do both at the same time. This enables you to react quickly in crisis situations. For instance, in the event of a sandstorm, you can quickly attend to having damaged buildings repaired. Now that we've taken care of all the necessary needs of our settlement, such as food, water, protective clothing, and tools, our next efforts ought to focus on increasing the settlement's overall productivity. A research station allows us to develop different technologies. One step in moving our settlement ahead is to make it possible for our refiners to acquire electronics from scrap. We should perform research on the appropriate technology to achieve this and instruct one of our refiners to produce electronics.
Okay. Alright. That's fairly big, let's put it there. Oh, that's radiation. no one in there. Oh, they're getting radiated as well. Oh. Let's get 2 hunters, capture. I swore I selected pig. Okay, maybe not that. Oh, incoming sandstorm. Slow down, slow down. How did it want me to choose what needed repair? It dries up everything. Let's build that up. Researchers. Open research. Ooh, nice. Also to do electronics. Recycler built. Need to build another one of them, man. Keep all them in the same place so I know what I'm doing. Fast at getting them trees down. Where's the log in? I go get more there. Instruct a recycler to produce electronics. How? It's just got... Oh, I need to research it first, don't I? When that's finished, then it can do it. Okay, I got you. Wow, it's going to take a long time. Okay, it's gradually going round. Let's look at the rest of the base. All types of food. Okay. Let's producing food there. Oh god, we've got piggies now. Wait for that to finish. Getting super lumberjacks now. Some fish while we can. everything manned. It tells you the seasonal droughts. We've got plenty of water. Research technology. Right, let's slow that down. What does it want us to research next, if anything? Maybe we can do our own stuff. Defense measures. Watchtowers. Ah. And loads more buildings we can do. Sturdy house. Let's start that. Not sure if I should, because it might skip a tutorial. There we go, electronic.
Very good. With this new research station and the ability to acquire electronics from scrap, we can provide our settlement with all the materials we need. The research station is very useful in enabling us to adapt ourselves to our surroundings by using the right technologies in any situation. Down in the end zone, we dealt with the concept of a solar collector. This solar collector is able to collect sunlight and convert it into electricity. We wanted to try out whether our idea works and build a solar collector.
Oh, that's quite big. Let's stick all the big stuff together. Oh, I blocked the road. Hold on. Cancel that. Right, let's put the roads in first. So forward that. Right, how many peeps have I got? Oh, I've got 15 spare. Nice. Gather forester. Right, herbalist. There it goes. Yep, I thought I'd need to move him. Research performed. New. Upgraded shelters. So you can hold the right mouse button to move this around instead of using the scrolls. Let's do a wind turbine. I'm sure I'll be screwing up the tutorial somehow. I'm jumping ahead, but let's build it while we can. Cleared the scrap out of there.
The solar collector produces. Each of your buildings automatically hook up to this power grid when you set up an electric power pole within the building's range. Buildings supplied with electricity work distinctly, more effectively, and produce faster as a result. What's more, housing supplied with electricity increases the confidence of the settlers who use it.
Okay, connect buildings to power grid. Let's undo electric. Can I link that to that? Let's get one pole up, see what it does. Oh, I know what to do. Let's stop that and that. So let's start from there. There we go. Got a line from the one to another. That's too far. Let's just make sure that's builds first. Electronics. I'll use electronics for all my electric stuff. Power grid. There's the first one done. Should put it there, but this will do. Right, that's a better position. Let's cancel that one, leave that one go. Those poles are going to take up one spot. I can place it within. Oh no, I can't. I'll put it on the green section now. I'm glad I left those there then. It's a bit hard to see those cables, isn't it? Connect buildings with power grid. Guess they're the ones that need them all. There we go. Uh-oh, drought coming. Plug them in. It's a bit messy, but it'll do. That's most of them. I think that's every building. What do you think? Not bad? There's going to be a hell of a lot of electronics needed there. Connect runs power. Well, it did, but energy surplus 0. Oh, because it's night, isn't it? There you go, energy surplus. Clearing plenty of space, finally. There we go. 5 now. It's a bit messy. I'll get the job done, I hope.
Fantastic. I can only picture how our ancestors must have felt with their almost infinite supply of energy. However, you ought to constantly keep an eye on your power consumption to avoid outages.
I need batteries.
Logically, the solar collector is only able to produce energy during the daytime. It would be beneficial if we could also make electricity available at night so that our settlement remains effective. It's clear that we currently work slower at night, so let's try to store the surplus energy we produce during the daytime to enable it to be used at night.
Good plan. Let's get a couple of batteries down. Wind turbines. Could do that as well.
That looks good. Some buildings are now connected to the power grid.
Nice.
Although a well-structured settlement that's hooked up to the power grid consumes a certain amount of resources, it is enormously effective. Oh, and just as an aside, you can have electric power poles put up on many surfaces, even on roads.
Oh, okay, could have done it on roads.
With the settlement producing on a stable scale, we can now focus on exploring our surroundings. Though we heard a bunch of stories in the end zone, now we can explore the ruins our ancestors left behind firsthand to find treasure and resources. Let's build an expedition station.
Sounds good. I'll stick loads down and sort them all out later. Right, expedition. Right, city there, looks good. Let's put him right next to hospital as well. trying to get him to fit within that road. It's all powered up. Sticking the posts everywhere. Approach seems to be working. Stuff get plugged in as well. Two people in scouts. Ooh. Different. Alright. Not sure what this is. Let's send it there. And let's give it electric. Yeah, everyone's getting electric now. So. Incoming drought. I've got loads of water. Oh, I haven't got loads of water. Got a decon station there.
Assign settlers to be scouts and prepare expedition rations. When you want to send off an expedition, you can decide the quantity of expedition rations with which to supply the expedition. As a result, you can control how long and how thoroughly it is able to explore a ruin. Let's send out a few scouts to find a ruin. The scout will visit the ruin you have designated and explore it. As a result, the scout will supply us with important information about the site that we should pay attention to when we start an expedition.
Go on up. Send out scouts. Gas station. Send out scouts. Mark salvage.
Our scout has returned and brought along a variety of useful information. Now that we know what we have to reckon with, we can put together a team in order to explore the ruin more precisely. Each ruin has its own challenges, secrets, and valuable resources. Choose settlers who fulfill the necessary prerequisites for the respective ruin, and give them enough expedition rations to take along. In addition, don't forget to equip them with protective clothing and tools to the best of your ability before you send them off.
Do that then. Expedition rations. Bigger expedition, okay. Now we've got some people. Let's... the doctor... Is this everyone in my camp? Not sure what I'm doing here, to be honest. Expedition.
Now that you've commissioned the expedition, it's now in preparation stage. Expedition rations and other necessary resources are being amassed. Afterwards, the settlers you selected will relinquish their old tasks, assemble, equip themselves, and subsequently set off together on their way. Get yourself ready to make tough decisions. Good news. Your expedition has finally reached its destination. Now it's all up to you. Contact them and listen to what they have to say to you. Make wise decisions and guide the settlers through the ruin with meticulous care.
Storms coming as well as huge radiation.
Good news. Your expedition has finally reached its destination. Now to you.
Right. We've arrived. Salvage it. Oh, so once you've searched it, it tells you a little report. For salvaging. Mark everything for salvaging. Oh, that's a nasty sandstorm. Right, is that all the resources I can get from there? Figure expedition. Wish it told me what the little markers were. Having a wild guess. Everyone's going down there. Path it takes. We're all heading there. Let's speed that up then. Getting everything ready for an expedition. Yeah, we are. There we go. Little fellows. A casual walk. Distance I've got to go. Let's see what happens when I get here. See much with the trees in the way. wrecking the place. We're having a dance. Oh, I'll get you. So we need to decide what to take back. Let's take back everything then.
Well done. Your decisions during an expedition are decisive for its success. Try to be as well prepared as possible and make wise decisions because the consequences could be fatal. Now let's loot this place and get out of here. Take as many resources as your settlers can carry and bring them back to your settlement. Now that you know how you can help your settlers to manage in this environment so hostile to life, I'd like to show you how you can design your settlement in such a way so that your settlers are not only able to survive in it, they're actually glad to be here as well. Your settlers are eager to live in surroundings that please them. For instance, they'd rather not live next to a building that produces lots of noise or dirty grime. You can switch to the heat map of dwellings attractiveness to be able to see just how attractive the dwellings in your settlement are. In this view, you see which cabins and shelters have been placed in attractive surroundings and which ones are in unattractive surroundings. If you want to make your settlers particularly happy, you should pay attention to providing them with attractive surroundings.
Don't like that one, do they?
To increase the attractiveness of a residential area, you can put up some decorations to beautify your settlement. Each decoration increases the attractiveness of the area where it has been placed. Maybe it's time for you to design your settlement a little more attractively to make your settlers happier.
Okay. Well, we're going to need some work here, aren't we? How does this work? Maybe it's over radiation. I think it might be that scrapyard that people aren't happy about. Stick a load of junk everywhere, make them happy. Put them there. That'll do. Just gotta fill those in. How's that one going? Almost done. Let's redo the scrap because I'm sure I've run out. Alright, it's forest. Do. It's quite a distance, so I've got to move out further and further. I could move that. In fact, let's do the scrap there. Not sure if we've got like two options. One on tasks and then one on scrapyard. Right, they're making the decorations. Let's speed that up. A bit dried out.
Your settlers are really going
Chuffed.
to like the newly built decorations. This way, you can even manage to design a residential area attractively that's located near industrial buildings. And with sufficient time and energy, even create a settlement where all your settlers are glad to live in it.
Expedition's back home.
Although living in a pretty neighborhood isn't the only thing that interests your settlers, they want you to take care of their other needs as well. If you provide them with a forum, they'll make their wishes and requests known to you. You can find out what means a lot to them there.
Right, well, it's kind of a town hall thing. That's the centre of a town. I'm tempted to move that scrapyard. What do you think? Let's move it over here in the industrial area. It's a nice big plot of land. Let's have it here. That'll do. Let's have that one built first. And then if I'm moving that, I'd have that there, but let's have that there for now. Let's put some roads in. Like so. Not sure why that is always contaminated. I didn't get that bit. Let's speed up time. Let's getting less decon. Good water. Oh, killing all the pigs.
Excellent. Many of your settlers' requests are collected for you at the forum. You ought to check every now and then whether you might be willing to agree to one of those wishes.
Trusted I'm a dictator. I do what I say.
However, the forum is not only responsible for enabling your settlers to turn to you. At the forum, you can address them too. You can issue decrees and establish rules at the forum, stating how your settlers need to behave. This way, for example, you can ration food and water, or go so far as to prohibit your settlers from reproducing in the near future.
Medicine. Banish children. What's we to do? Birth control, didn't I? Let's just double check. Activate birth control.
Many of the decrees are extremely helpful toward enabling the survival of your settlement, though you should watch out that you don't demand too much of your settlers. If you ask too much of them, it can lead to discontentment spreading throughout your settlement. That's why you always ought to use caution in deciding which decrees you want to impose.
Radiation's gone down.
Although such a thriving settlement like this one here not only has its advantages, it could be that the attention of prowling raiders is drawn to you, and you'll have to defend yourself against them. First of all, it's going to be important to set up your own defenses. An ammunition factory is going to be necessary to arm those settlers who will be defending your settlement in the future. It would be best if you also assigned several technicians right away who are supposed to work at the ammunition factory.
Where's a good place to put that on? Put it in the industrial area. Overlapping that, but no mind. In fact, let's put it there. Perfect spot. Clear that quickly, don't I? Oh, where's that forester camp I started with? Well, that's completely cleared out. Let's clear that area now. One scrap there. Another scrap there. There for now. Bring 2 lots in. Production limit. I don't know if they've limited the production limit. More merrier. That'll do. Oh, so that's how you cover them. Okay. That's why with fields and everything else hasn't been on, because it's not been covered. Oh, this is getting complicated.
Very good. It's left up to you to decide whether you want to have your ammunition factory manufacture lethal or non-lethal ammunition. While lethal ammunition deals damage to the attacking raiders, non-lethal ammunition ensures that their morale sinks. If the raiders have lost all their morale, they'll flee.
Oh mate, we're going lethal.
No matter what type of ammunition you want to have manufactured, one thing can't be missing. Your ammunition factory requires some sulfur for production. Sulfur can be obtained in your mines. To do this, simply instruct your mines to mine sulfur in the future.
Mines. Right. Where's the mines then? Mines must be built on a mountainside. Like this? Or is that the wrong way around? Looks better than that way, don't it? Let's try that then. I've got no idea if that's right. It needs electric. Come on, little fellas. There we go. Let's look for the scrap. Yeah, it's still bringing in. Take a while to build. There's about a path to it. Logistics. There we go. Some scrap. And research. Where else? Refinery. Scrap catcher. Refinery. You done? Here we go. 3 miners. And we can produce sulfur. That's the only thing we can get. I would have thought it'd be a sulfur node. Road being built. And sulfur's been mined. It's an industrial area.
Very good, old friend. Now the production of ammunition can get going full steam ahead. To be able to give your settlement blanket protection against attackers, The next thing you want to do is to build several watchtowers and assign militia there. Your settlers will fire at raiders from these watchtowers. It will be best if you place your towers in such a way that they don't stand too close to each other, so that your entire settlement can be protected whenever possible.
Okay. Would 5 of them. Right. That I can do. One there. Not bothered about them robbing a graveyard. One there. To protect the mine. Let's try it there. Let's build logistics. Let's get those roads in so I know. Where to cover. Let's have one there. A few open gaps. Overall not bad. I know they're going to be attacking me. Let's see how we get on with that. Could do one there really, couldn't I? One there. Hopefully it'll keep me covered. If not, I might be in trouble. Let's speed up. Moving the scrap. Right, militia. 10. One tower's built. And the second one. Keep my little farm animals safe. Been getting radiation since I've been covering them, which is fine. Water's going up. Oh, that's been used quite a lot. Getting a drought. Got loads of market. While there's no radiation.
Very good. These watchtowers
Let's
form the
uncover
center of
everything.
your defense. At each watchtower, you can individually configure the type of ammunition the militia who have been assigned there are supposed to fire at the raiders. As you can see, the raider force is now on its way here. Pay attention to the direction they're coming from. You might have enough time to adapt your defense a bit. I'm going to keep my head down for the time being, until those scoundrels don't bother the settlement anymore. Good luck.
Thank you. Thanks for your help.
You've said my people are hopeless cases. We were once. I took in one and all. Together we are strong. Give us what we need, then no one will get hurt.
Right, no chance. I refuse this offer. And I shall counter by putting a crap load of towers down. Coming from the north. It's the north side posse. In fact, I should have built that further away. So I could just put a road all the way down there. They're coming for us. Let's get another watchtower down. They're a bit close, but never mind. There's no one on gathering. We're losing people. How many people are coming? Oh crap, there's a load of them. Force. I've got no settlers. Ooh, that's not good. Overcome. Oh, we just walked right in. It wasn't built enough. They're being sneaky gits. There you go. He's shooting. It's got scary music. Oh, that's not much coverage, is it? Raiders, my town's gonna get wrecked. Coming in my town, giving it all that. He said don't build them close together. I would have built a whole wall around them. Oh, that's not good. How am I supposed to defend against that? Respect my authority. Oh, we're gonna get raided. Well, there's no I can do against that. Didn't give me much warning. Oh, we're coming in, look. It's like Mad Max. Run for your lives. Get in the underground shelters. Coming through my base, look, I just don't care. Oh, that's not good. Let's speed it up a bit. Sneaky gits are avoiding all my towers. Look, there's one there, and just going right through them. Look at that. Okay. I'm not listening to him next time. Damaged buildings. Oh, it's not going well. Oh, there's only a few of them left. Maybe we're getting it. Maybe we've took them out a bit. bog off. I'm going to redo my old defences. I'm going to create a great wall of nooblets. Start alt on that.
It looks as if they were the last raiders, and the settlement's still standing. Well, it did get a few scratches here and there, but nothing we couldn't recover from.
You think you're something better. You deserve what's happening here.
Few losses. Damaged buildings. Animation used. Oh, look how much she's looted.
However, in many cases, the raiders won't be paying you a visit just like that, without any advance warning and a reason. Most of the time, they'll demand tribute from you beforehand. If you can pay this tribute, they'll leave you in peace. That is, at least for a certain period of time. This time, I want you to pay the tribute the raiders are demanding from you, so that we can focus on rebuilding here at the settlement.
Negotiate with terrorists. But only because it's forcing me to. What's he want? Russians. So you can raid us again?
Very good. By doing so, you bought us a little time to be able to prepare ourselves further. I think the time has come at last for me to bow out as mentor. I've taught you everything I know, and you've proven yourself by keeping us healthy and in good spirits. I may have taken care of heading our last days in the end zone, but now all my faith lies with you. I believe that you are going to lead us to a glorious future.
I will, mate. I will. I won't let you down. I'm pro now. You've taught me a lot, old fella. Set teeth. Looking for survivors. And that's the tutorial, guys. It looks a good game. The tutorial was good. It was a bit long, but there's a lot to learn. There's loads more buildings as well. That's EndZone. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you want to see more. I'll be playing other games like this as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified of when I upload next. There's links to my other videos at the end. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again. Goodbye.